Section 2, blocks 21 and 22, is the original location designated for priests and religious brothers. It is here you'll find the final resting place for Father Cornelius O'Farrell. Father O'Farrell was born in Drumleague, County Cork, Ireland, on October 4, 1877, and was ordained a priest on May 18, 1902. A few months after his ordination, he came to Denver and was first appointed assistant in the cathedral parish. He would later serve at St. Leo Parish in Denver, St. Mary Parish in Montrose, and Holy Family Parish in Denver. Father O'Farrell had a rich and magnificent singing voice, and it is said that many times, as he rode over the western hills on his missionary journeys, the Rockies resounded with his Irish melodies. He is known for one of the bravest acts in the history of the Catholic priesthood in the United States, which was chronicled in the Denver Catholic Register. On January 16, 1910, there was an accident in the Gunnison Tunnel, which was being bored at the time. As a result, poisonous gas filled the tunnel and overcame the men working there. The injured were taken out of the tunnel through the eastern entrance, Montrose being closer to the western end. Some of the men were Catholics and begged for a priest, for they knew that their death was close. So a call came to Father O'Farrell, then serving in Montrose. Father O'Farrell left at full gallop, but when he arrived at the western entrance to the tunnel, he had a dilemma. To go over the mountains by the wagon road meant that he might not reach the dying men in time. To go through the tunnel seemed like certain death. In fact, he was told that he would have only 1 in 100 chance of surviving. Knowing that traveling through the tunnel would be the quickest way, he took the risk. He was sped through the gas-filled tunnel on an electric motor car known as a Greyhound. He said later that it was the wildest ride he ever wished to experience again. He thought each bound of the electric Greyhound would send him to his doom, but he knew God was with him, and God would bring him through safely so he could perform his sacred duty of providing last rites to the dying men. Father O'Farrell arrived safely on the other side of the tunnel in record time, around 11:45 p.m. He gave the last sacraments to a workman named O'Hagan, who died holding his hand. Also to another man named McMurray, who lived until the next Monday. He then went to see Charles Purdon, a young man from Ireland who Father O'Farrell knew personally. Purdon was resting well and was not in distress. Father O'Farrell then went to see the other men, non-Catholics. They made their profession of faith, acts of perfect contrition and love of God. When his sacred work was done, Father O'Farrell headed back home to Montrose to celebrate a funeral mass later that day for an altar boy who had recently died. Shortly after returning home from the altar boy's funeral service, Father O'Farrell received word that Charles Purdon's condition had changed. He was now dying. Father O'Farrell rushed back to the tunnel, and again the electric Greyhound rushed him through to the other end, this time 18 minutes faster than the time before. A spill meant certain death, but there was no time to lose. Fortunately, Purdon was reached in time. He was not Catholic, but entered the church on his deathbed. It was one of the most beautiful deaths I'd ever seen, wrote Father O'Farrell afterwards. Father O'Farrell died on January 2, 1923, at the age of 45, from injuries that he received during an automobile accident. Bishop Tien shared with the Denver Catholic Register at the time a conversation that Father O'Farrell had with a fellow priest about the happiness in a priest's life. Father O'Farrell said, "A priest will be happy only if he does 2 things. First, he must do the work that he's been ordained to perform. Second, he must not do anything that would derogate from this work. These 2 simple rules," said Bishop Tien, "sum up the life of a worthy priest." Please like this video, follow our page, and keep an eye out for our next video on our virtual tour of Mount Olivet Cemetery. Thank you.